to do the work. I'm willing to do the work if somebody's willing to do the work, kind of thing.
All right, let's take you
So
back. Let's take you back to, were you an entrepreneurial kid? How did you work your way up to learning these things?
yeah, honestly, I want to share one story, and it's a story when I kind of looked at my money blueprint, where that really came from. That this is so important, and if you're a parent that's out there listening to this, a foot stomper, like this is so important. I'll never forget. I was about 7 years old, and I was walking in the. It was summertime. I was walking in the toy store, right, and I saw this toy up there, and it was $100. In today's time, that'd be like
Right,
$1,000 to a
that's a
kid,
lot, a
right?
lot, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking at that, and I'm like, wow, mom, I'd like love to have that. How can I get that type of thing? And she's like, well, ask your father. It's not your birthday. It's not a holiday. You're not getting this, right? And I'm like, okay. Now, my parents, they were awesome to me in that sense, but they never bought me things that were outside of my birthday. And it's actually something I do even for my kids now. Like I don't buy them stuff that's outside of their birthdays, holidays, whatever. So I sat down and I went home, talked to my dad, and he's like, "Hey, listen, how much money you got to start with?" Went and counted on my change. I had like $7.37, and he's like, "All right, well, you got to get to 100. So now you got a starting point and you got an end point." And I said, "Well, how do I make more money to able to get there?" Type thing. So he's like, "Well, you can rake the grass after I mow the grass or whatever." I was too young to use the lawnmower at the time.
Right.
So he gave me $1 for that, and that was like a huge, right? That was like, wow, that was like the biggest thing I did. My brother subcontracted his chores down to me for like pennies. So he's got me doing his chores for him. And I just started, start hustling basically. And I saw it as like, well, if there's things like that around my house, there's probably things like that around neighbors' houses too. So I started knocking on doors. Here I am, like 7 now, going on 8 years old, knocking on the neighbors' doors, figuring out ways how to make more money. So, one of the other things too is every time I went in one of these department stores was out there, I always